Hey guys, welcome back. So today I wanted to show you guys how the MSA 300c with the 500S battery does on the third stage there. There's three, Eco, 2, and then 3. How it does. I already marked the log with the MSA 220c, so I already got the marks on here. Everything's marked. So this is a 22-inch log. This would not go through the processor. It was just too big. This is sugar maple, so it's pretty hard wood. I just did I've sharpened that chain twice now. I've used it all day yesterday and today, and actually I'm pretty impressed. For a battery saw, it actually does pretty well. So I'm just gonna have it in real speed. I'm not even going to cut anything. We're going to see. I just got done charging that battery, so it's fully charged, and we're going to see if we can cut this full log and see how she does. I'm assuming I should be able to get through this whole log, but we'll see. But I want to show you guys. I'm actually pretty impressed. So it's a big log, bigger than what this saw I think should handle or could handle, but we're going to do it anyway. So I'm going to get you guys set up. I think roughly here or so. So you could get the full view here, and we'll see, because I think there's, I don't know how many cuts there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll see if we can get through 6 on this fully charged battery. I think so. I did just sharpen it. Hopefully it's sharpened enough. We'll find out. Okay, so battery's hot. It's either hot or it's dead, one of the two, but it's showing it's hot, so it's about as far as I've got. Actually, I thought I was gonna get a lot further than that, but I was pushing on it pretty hard. I was hoping to be able to cut all that, but so we got 1, 2, 3, working on the 4th. I'm assuming she's just hot. I don't think, yeah, battery's hot, so it shows it's red. I was pushing on her pretty hard. So actually I thought I would have done better than that, because I've been using that saw all day yesterday. I'm actually pretty impressed, but the fact that that's overheated right now, I'm not sure, but if you could see, it's actually cutting really nice for this. Like I said, this is way too big for this saw, but I actually think I'm going to start using this saw on a regular basis besides my normal gas saws. I'm pretty impressed with it, but the fact that right now I gotta wait till it cools down, it's too hot, is a problem. Obviously, as the summer gets hotter, batteries are gonna get hotter, especially if you're working her. But if you're using it for normal stuff, not something this big, I think it'd be okay. In a couple minutes, or hopefully a couple seconds, it should be good to go again. Yeah, it's only showing 1 bar though. Still red though, so. But yeah, I'm actually was hoping to be able to cut all this. Between that and my top panel, my new top panel from the previous video, I'm actually really liking it. It's not that heavy. The battery works good. It's got a lot of torque. This MSA 300c versus that 220c, which I reviewed a long time ago, this saw blows that one out of the water big time. Pretty impressed with that. So once they eventually come out with a much bigger saw than that, you know, say a 400 or 500 series, it'll be pretty nice. Probably pretty pricey, but the fact that it's quiet, all you gotta do is add bar oil, have a bunch of batteries on hand. That's the 500 battery. I do have a bunch of the 300s. You put the 300 in there, it won't let you go to the 3rd setting. It only lets you do like the eco mode. So it cuts okay. You can't put any pressure on it, but it'll keep cutting. But for like if you're gonna use that for like a homeowner saw, that's phenomenal. That's actually a really nice saw. I will probably be using that. I don't know if I'll use it on our tree jobs or not. Maybe, depending on if, say, we start like super early. But I've ran that battery through that saw 3 times. I've ran probably 9 or so 300 series batteries through there, a couple 200s. The 200 is a joke. You really can't put any pressure on it at all. Just kind of gotta let it just walk through it, because like I said, you're only in eco mode. So, but you know, sugar maple, it's pretty hardwood. That's a big log. She's cutting. I honestly thought I would have got all the way through there, because when I was using that 500 battery on some silver maple yesterday, and I cut an awful lot, to the point where I had to fill the bar, I think twice, before I had to charge the battery or put a new one in. So I'm liking the saw. Like I said, I'm pretty impressed with it. This log just wouldn't go through the processor. It's just too big. Like I said, it was 22 inches on the bigger end. This one's probably like 20. So that's an 18-inch bar, so it's doing pretty good. Obviously it's a pretty sharp. Look at all the sawdust I just made. So let's see here, is it cooled back down? Yeah, it's only at 1 bar. I'm actually surprised. But let's see what we get. Let's see how much further we can go. I don't want to cut the video, we're just going to keep going. I don't think it's going to be very far, but let's see. Still too hot. So, you know, and that's the biggest drawback to, you know, to the battery saws, I think, is it gets hot when you're trying to work her. But You know, if that was half the size log, which is probably what that's rated for, you would have cut that no problem. Obviously the saw is sharp, but I was hoping it would have been able to cut all that. If I let it cool down, it'd probably be fine. So that's the only drawback, is the batteries get hot, saw shuts itself down because of the sensors, which is a good thing. But at the end of the day, if I had a gas saw here, I would have been done already. So, you know, you're dealing with the, you know, gas, the noise, but that's the standard, that's normal. Way more powerful, of course. Bigger, you know, bigger bars and chains. So, but for what it is, so if someone was contemplating like a nice homeowner saw to cut stuff around the property, that's actually really nice. That's a big log for you to be able to cut down that tree. You could get a 20-inch bar on there. I got the 18, that's just what they had, and that's fine. I mean, I think a 20 would be pushing it for that. As long as the chain is sharp, it's fine, just like on any saw. So pretty impressed though. For the money that I spent on that and my new top panel, I'm really impressed with my top panel though. Maybe I'll try to get some videos on that of in the tree with the top panel. That'll probably be my go-to. Buy the chipper saw that cuts some limbs or whatever, and in the tree or in the lift. So, but yeah, I wanted to get you, you know, cutting some big wood with the largest that I know of that they make, Stihl, the 300c with the 500 battery. I would have thought the battery would have lasted a little bit longer, but I was pulling on her. No, not too hard, but hard enough. So something, you know, relative to what I do, and it's brand new. For that saw, I think only cost, let me do this, but I think it was maybe 800 bucks, not including the battery, just the saw with the 18 with the chain. So you had the battery, the 500S battery I think was like 380. So I'm probably gonna get 6 of those batteries coming soon here, 5 more. I got a bunch of chargers from all the saws I've bought over the years, and I think they make that station that's like a battery pack that you can charge them, like the fast chargers. I do have one fast charger, but not like that battery bank one. So I do a lot of cutting here, regardless of its, you know, processing wood. You're always cutting off stuff, and if I do decide to take that on more jobs, we'll see. Still waiting on the sprocket for my 500i. My buddy still has my 461, and see if he can tune that to get back to normal, but we'll see. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. You got a little bit of some cutting on it. I honestly thought it would have lasted a little longer than it did. I wanted to see what your guys' feedback, if you guys have ran that saw or the 220, what you think of it, you know, your thoughts on, you know, the world or so going all battery and whatnot, and what you think on that. Obviously it still costs money to charge that if you're on the grid or solar or whatever. It does take quite some time to charge that battery. So if I plugged it in right now, it's got to cool down first before it'll let it charge, which is typical. So, which is a good thing, because otherwise you probably compromise the battery. So, but yeah, that's the MSA 300c with a AP 500S battery on full 3 mode. See how she's flashing? I don't know if you can see that, but she's flashing, which means she's practically dead. I honestly thought we would have got through that, but let me know your guys' thoughts. But as always, keep burning.